going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always, and yeah. So I think I've done 21 pilot stuff last week. Was it last week? Please let me know in the comments down below. Not like I'll see them because you know the shtick. Yeah. There won't be any Fox Theater, I don't think, until the weekend, I believe. Another storm came by, and I thought my computer was damaged again. And I was like, it just can't be. This just can't be a thing. They take apart the entire thing to get it working again. Now I find out that my computer was actually plugged into an outlet that's not grounded. So I thought that my computer got completely fried again. Not just a $60 part, but a $2,300 computer was gone. So I actually don't know if I did 21 Pilot stuff last week. I'm actually confident that I haven't actually responded to most of the comments from any reaction in the last week or so because of that. But we're all here. We're up and running. It's kind of crazy, kind of exciting, not in a good way. And you know what? I thought I'd do some sleeper stuff anyways. I'm kind of in the mood to check it out. Yeah, so let's just get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. Let's hope it's good, man. Let's hope it's good. Unless there's something specific going on. I mean, as far as these goes, I find these kind of hard to react to these. I kind of do. It's not a music video. It's not a song that I'm reacting to. It's just kind of like an art piece. I think I said that last time. It's kind of like an art piece, and I don't know. Let's just see what they're doing on this episode. We got one more after this. So sad. And after that, if you guys have anything else you want to recommend and all that good stuff, we can check that out. Go back to the Fox Theater, whatnot. Let's go. Let's see what they're doing. Let's see what they're up to. What goofiness. Oh, they're in London.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. You need to know where you're going.
Very, very important. Don't get it twisted.
Today we're in London, England,
Not a Nintendo fan.
at the Alley Pally. This is our first of 2 nights, and Tyler's gonna sing. I'm gonna sing in my head, but I'm gonna sing in my head with my drums. No voice in my head. The only voice in my head is drums. We're going to the Wood Green Tube Station. It's filled with artwork and people that drew, painted, digitally created a bunch of art and submitted it. So I want to go see it. A lot of people did some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Very different. Oh, okay. Red Bull and coffee? What's up?
Now I'm ready for the day. Don't talk to me until I have my Red Bull.
Nah, Synergy. TM right here, man. That's the best. I thought he was going to give him a hug. Oh, he kind of is. Or maybe he's just rusting. This is weird. They're just like, hey, you want to just do this really dumb thing? I've said it before, man.
Just show him. I'm camera shy. Okay.
Them touring must be
I can
fun.
do this. Ja, wil je dat doen?
Ja, ik snap je opeens gewoon. Ik zeg zo, oh mijn god, stickers.
Oh, thanks. Oh, ik heb stickers. Ja, wacht, hier.
Hi.
Them touring would be like, it's incredible to tour. I would imagine every rock star says it is, but for them specifically, and I keep saying it, but because they're so close and they're so they're like best friends, family even maybe. It must be like just a hoot for them to do it. That's pretty cool. They're just having fun in rehearsal. A lot of people get like, you know, some bands, some greatest bands, they fall apart because they're arguing or they just can't stand to be around each other. I think Guns N' Roses was one of them. I believe Led Zeppelin had some issues.
So one of my friends took the flag, she bought it, and then we were in line and we just asked people if they want to sign, and most of the people said yes, so it was really great, a great experience. So yeah, really excited.
I don't know what the hell they were talking about because they weren't showing anything. It's always fun to see other countries experience something from us. Real music too. That's cool. Not that a cappella thing. Oh god.
You have to here. So
Fidget
you have
spinners.
to do it pretty slow.
Slow?
Yeah. Boom.
What if we did it on our noses, like switch?
All right.
Oh no, hold on. What if it's on your nose and I go like this, and then you go from this all the
Please hit him in the face, because I think that'll be really funny.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's plausible. I think it might be plausible.
Here, I'll try it.
Okay.
What is this, man? This is so goofy. This is great.
Yeah.
And then
There's like his wife in the background, right? We know as guys sometimes
Put your nose on there.
we do the dumbest things, and the women in our lives, they really they really just no, it was great. It was. It's a good job. You don't look like an idiot, no. Yeah. Now lick it. Eat it.
so it's the first day of this New Zealand Australian tour, and we're in Wellington, New Zealand.
Okay.
And last night I felt my very first earthquake.
Maybe it wasn't.
It was a 4.8, I believe, and it was a really cool feeling. I know that it's probably terrifying to people who've had bad experiences, so I don't want to take anything away from the severity, but I guess the best way to describe it felt like 4 consecutive heavy doors were slammed downstairs. That's it.
I saw the double-decker bus. I thought it was England. Maybe it was at first, and then they moved on to somewhere else, but maybe probably not, because the flag and all that stuff from New Zealand that they were signing, they were talking about, probably wasn't England. So, yeah, Australia and New Zealand. There you go.
Josh, I got you apple juice. Give me apple juice.
Cheers. Thanks for that A juice. Salutations. My name's Josh from the band 21 Pilots. We're in Brisbane, Australia right now. We just got done with 2 shows in New Zealand. The first show we did of this tour was in Wellington, New Zealand, and that's the first time we've ever been to Wellington.
Beef Wellington?
And it was super cool. It's been a while since we've been to a city for the first time, and so it was really cool to go there. And
That would
then
be
we
cool.
played in Auckland, which is one of my favorite cities in the world. Just, New Zealand is a beautiful country.
Hope it's not like
So now we're in Australia, and we'll be here for the next 2 weeks.
Bang bang.
The first time that we were ever in Australia was with one of my favorite bands and now my friends, Paramore. And that was kind of the first time that we really got to know them, and we traveled around the country with them.
Big fan of Paramore.
And the first night of that tour was at this very arena in Brisbane. And I just remember sitting and watching their sound check, watching their show, and just being blown away that they could come over to a different continent and play in front of a bunch of people who knew all the words to their songs. And it's crazy that we're here now and playing this same room, and kind of brings me back to that night.
They were the opening
Australia
act, man.
is one of those places that when I was a kid, it might as well have been the moon. It was so far away, and the only things I saw about Australia were on TV or in movies, and it didn't feel real. And now being here, it almost feels a little bit surreal. It's been really cool to see this thing grow and progress over the past 5 years, and especially over the past couple of years. So to kind of wind it down and sort of wrap up this tour cycle for a little bit on the moon.
It's not a holy animal, the kangaroo. Yeah, they're the opening act pretty much for Paramore, a band that's been doing this for a lot longer, for a really long time. To finally make it though, that's really cool. That was a good one. That was a lot different than the last two, or the last one specifically. I really like that. That was some good stuff. To much of the chagrin of that one guy, I did say a few things while somebody was talking somewhere. But yeah, I think the whole Paramore was pretty cool because they're like, yeah, we went there, we were touring with them, and they were the big one. They were the big dog, and we were just kind of getting fame just for the first time. And now they're back, and they're like, we're no one's opening act. We're here for us and for you guys, pretty much the fans, not like a warm up kind of thing, which is really cool to see, because I think their success, no matter how much time they spent not being famous and trying to make it, they kind of went from obscurity, and then there was They definitely paid their dues, and I think if you're them, you probably saw the transition slowly going up of where they were, and as far as popularity and fame went. But I think they went from having whatever. That's like for me being a reactor or a YouTuber in general, and I can see my growth going from 200 to 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 progressively, and then all of a sudden something goes viral and it's 100,000. And I think that's kind of where they went. They went from whatever, making it, to all of a sudden just overnight, everybody knew who they were. Doing a soundtrack pretty much, or the lead song for Suicide Squad, which now that I know a lot more about them, it's ironic, kind of. I think that's how what irony works. Yeah, so there was something else I was going to say. This is usually why I try to talk during the video, but I can't actually remember. Funny enough, now if I'm watching another YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, for anybody that doesn't know, Twitch is like where you live stream video games, and they talk about something that I'm interested in, that's no big deal. It's like, oh, yeah, you're talking about this movie or anime or music or whatever, and I listen to the same thing. Yeah, a lot of people probably listen to the same thing I do. But I don't do reactions to a lot of music. And this one girl was actually talking about the band she went and saw live. And one of the things that she was saying was she's seen like Metallica and I think Avenged Sevenfold and and a lot of these other. And I grew up listening to Avenged Sevenfold. I liked them in the day, and I still kind of do. But nothing will ever come close to City of Evil and Bat Country and I mean, the Afterlife album, that stuff's all good too. And one of the things she said was 21 Pilots, and I kind of perked up. I'm like, hey, not only do I like their stuff, and I like some of their music, like I said before, for anybody new. For them, their music, for the older stuff, not super my thing. Some of the newer stuff, Guns with Hands, I believe, was the one that I didn't realize. I thought it was Vessel or whatever, which was the album. I saw it. Stressed Out, which I listened to it so much. I haven't listened to that song for a while now because I overplayed it. Heathens. So I like a lot of their music, or some of their music, but I love them as individuals, as people. I think they're really cool. So I'm like, oh, okay, what? And I don't react to all this other music. I just really react to a handful of music, which is 21 Pilots, a lot of the foreign stuff for a lot of the foreigner people out there. And that's really it. I don't really make a point to kind of leech off of all performances because that's how I view it. And I only do 21 Pilot reactions because there's so many people that actually wanted me to keep doing them. I was going to be done after the first like 2 or 3, and that was like it. I was going to space those out. But people really liked it. People wanted all this other stuff, and I said, well, okay, I guess. And, I don't mind getting the views and stuff. But so I perked up, and I'm like, okay, what is she going to say? Now I'm kind of curious. And she said she didn't like the show, or she didn't like seeing them live. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good story for a reaction. Why? Let me compare what you're talking about. Now, I've never seen 21 Pilots live, and she just talked about how she saw Green Day live, and they were pretty bad, and she like lost all respect for them. And I was having that conversation with my father, and I said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. To lose respect for a band because they're not good live. Apparently, this person doesn't listen to live albums because it's very, very rare for a band to really sound as good live as they do in studio. 21 Pilots, I think, definitely has... I don't think they're as good live as they are in the studio because I think that Tyler definitely suffers from... a winded that you can feel that he's tired because he's out there dancing and performing as well. So you can hear the fatigue, I think, in some of his, like in the Fox Theater, we've definitely heard some of him being like tired because it's the middle of a concert. And that's all cool. I'm not going to knock him for being tired. Of course he's not going to be fully rested and drinking water and having a voice and everything like that and going into the studio and knocking out what's supposed to be the perfect version of everything he does, because it's going to be on an album that is going to be lasting forever. And that's a big difference from going to a live concert going, it's another one, and I only got a couple hours of sleep on the effing bus. Big difference. And my father was telling me, he goes, if you can't get over that kind of hiccup, maybe you're just not a true fan, I guess, of whatever, music or whatever he was saying. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree. If you're not going to like Green Day because they were pretty shit live, which I heard that's the case, they're not usually good live, then, it was a festival. That's why she saw them. And yeah, so you got to understand there's kind of a difference from live. And then she said, it's not that I didn't like the performance from 21 Pilots, is that in her part of the country, which I'm not going to name, it was all tweens. And I go, oh God. And first thing I thought of was like, this was like watching Twilight in a big concert arena. And she said there was just this girl behind her that was just constantly screaming and crying the whole time. And part of me went, you know what, that's actually kind of cool that 21 Pilots has fans that dedicated where they lose their mind almost to like a Beatles quality, where these young girls are like, oh, they're so attractive, or they have these crushes on them, because I think they're pretty good looking guys. And, and for what they preach and what they deal with, it's an admirable thing as well, I believe. So I'm like, yeah, it's like kind of like a Beatlesque thing. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of glad they have that kind of following as well. It means they're going to have fans forever, is what that means. They're always going to have people liking them. And I think I've watched so many stuff. I've watched bands and musicians in general. I've seen shows that were great shows, and I've watched all this content in the world. that has been canceled because of the lack of funding. I remember I wanted to watch, for nostalgia, and also I'm a nerd, but I wanted to watch the remake of Thundercats. It was a cartoon I watched as a kid. I heard they were remaking it, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to go back and check that out. Just like I checked out Voltron, because it was something I saw as a kid. And I wanted to recheck that out and see what it was all about, and what the hell am I saying? And I wanted to just kind of get the nostalgia trip. And the Thundercats remake was really good, but it got canceled. Like most shows that are in the animated variety, if you don't have a toy deal or sales to kind of fund the show as well, it gets canceled no matter how good it is. And it's the same thing with musicians. Musicians that have talent never sometimes get that big break. And I'm always really happy to see that 21 Pilots is going to be the kind of band that's never, I don't think, going to have to really worry about it. Unless they which they wouldn't, but some bands have put their foot in their mouth and said some stuff that they shouldn't have said, and it really just kind of tanked their career. So I think they're smarter than that. I think they're funny, which helps them a lot. And I don't know what they upload on a daily basis, but I definitely think when Vine was still up and they were doing Vine videos was definitely like a positive. I don't know. Somebody let me know. Do they do Snapchat stories or whatever, or Instagram stories or Snapchat? Or do they do that kind of stuff? Do they stay connected to their fans that way, just uploading short little goofy videos? Because if they do, that's where they get, I think, the most of their popularity from. That's where they get their fans to stick around, is because they're like everybody else. They're like a YouTuber or whatever, but they've made it into mainstream, which is awesome. And I think that's why people love them so much, or why they have such a big fan base now. As far as this video went, I liked it. It was definitely my favorite so far. We have one left after this, which is kind of sad, but everything, all good things have to come to an end. This wouldn't be good if it was like 30 episodes. I'd be like, okay, back to Sleeper. I'm glad that it's over. Or I'm glad that it's ending, because I wouldn't want it to drag on and then just kind of like not be a fan of it anymore. I want to end on a good note. So I hope the last one is good. Or unless these things are, I'll actually check the date for the last one, but unless these are currently coming out, I don't know how old these are. If it was episode by episode, I don't think they are. I haven't seen it more than 5. And this one was really cool because we got to see a lot of the concert performances, a lot more music, not like that little solo thing that Tyler's been doing, which it was good last time, but I kind of wanted something more, and I got it. Got to see the fans. I definitely love seeing things across out of our own nation. That's always really fun. I really enjoy seeing the other parts of the world experience our culture and our musicians and stuff like that. Like AC/DC is not an American band, but it's one of the biggest. Ozzy Osbourne, some rock stuff. Some like somewhat traditional music. Like a lot of screamo and metal and stuff comes from America, but a lot of those big bands aren't American from back in the day. Like Metallica and stuff is, but the Beatles weren't. We had Elvis, but yeah, that's kind of it, man. It's fun to watch other people experience our culture, and what we have. It's always fun, even though that music's kind of an indifferent thing. It doesn't really matter where the band's from usually. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it right there. 23 minutes, 24 minutes. I thought I was gonna kind of round this one up a little quicker, but no, never is. It can never be that quiet. I also just woke up too, so I think I did pretty well for literally rolling out of bed, putting water in the hair, because it was like everywhere, and then doing a video, which, all right, and I got fucking 8 billion more to do. With that, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You like the video, like the content, you can always like, subscribe, and share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it, though. It does help me out in some way or another. If you want to leave a comment on this channel, on this video specifically, love to see and love to hear your comments down below. I will eventually get to them, I promise, at some point in the future. No disclosures. And once again, my name is Azrael. I'll see on whatever video I'm doing next. If you want to check out any links down below, you can check out all the playlists for music, horror, video games. And speaking of video games, if you want to check out my twitch.tv channel, you always can. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, where I kind of post, If you don't have updates turned on for YouTube, turn those on. You'll see the next video that's coming out. I put out 2 videos a day for the most part, unless I'm like really behind or I'm having computer issues. Then I just try to get any video out that I can. 2 videos a day, and instead of uploading them at 2 different times, I'm uploading my videos now at the same time because nobody wants to go and then leave and then come back an hour or 30 minutes later, which I don't know why I did that, but I think that hurts me. So 2 videos uploaded at the same time usually. I think that's kind of it. And I'll see you later on whatever video I'm doing next. Peace out.